We're going to have the moon entering Taurus later on today. So that means we're going to be basically dealing with another exaltation when it comes to the moon and how we feel about things. We're still in the presence of the waxing moon, but the moon is how you manifest. The sun is just basically projecting what's being emitted internally and, of course, expressed out externally. So it's up to you to take these energies, go ahead and, of course, direct it towards wherever you have Taurus at in your charts. And, of course, bring some satisfaction energy, bring some happiness, bring some harmonious energies. Don't make it too much of Capricorn. Don't make it too much of Scorpio, Libra, or Virgo and things that matter. Or none of these energies. When we're talking about Taurus moon, we're talking about fixed Earth. So get fixated on an object, a material, a person, a place, a thing, a talent, a gift, or an expression. And of course, direct that and project that. And of course, this is how you basically working and of course pertaining with the energy. So you got to be in the energies of firm, fixed. So getting stable and practical towards wherever you have Taurus set in your charts. And of course, maintaining that status quo, getting stubborn with it. And of course, if somebody ever approached you and they made it seem like whatever you was doing was something that don't suits them or make them feel uncomfortable, you make sure you stay in that comfortable energy no matter how it's basically pertaining. As long as it's bringing peace in your life, you should have no issues and no worries with it. But of course, if it's bringing chaoticness or disorientations or situations where the scales is not weighed and balance is not equilibrium in that spectrum, then of course you need to go ahead and admit yourself away from that situation or admit yourself away from that vibration. But when this moon is in Taurus, it loves being here, it's exalted here. So wherever you got Taurus in your charts, make sure you are reacting and responding with love, care, nurture, satisfaction, comfortability. You may overindulge a lot when it comes to your food and your eatings and things that matter. So, and with the sun in Aries, it don't make it any better. With the sun in Aries, the sun is actually exalted in Aries, and the moon is exalted into Taurus. So we're dealing with two exaltations in the sky right now. So expect some crazy shit to happen. Also, expect some weirdness to happen too. But it's up to you to go ahead and take these energies and of course create an equilibrium and balance with it. See, you're going to develop frustration wherever you got Aries at in your charts, and you're going to develop satisfaction wherever you got the Taurus moon in your charts. And too much satisfaction and too much, comfortability will put the sun and the moon in the tug of war perspective when it comes to the mother and the father fighting. So just create an equilibrium and balance and of course a fair perspective, but of course utilize the moon to go ahead and be direct towards what you basically need to feel comfortable with or get stern with or get firm with when it comes to how you're being fixated and of course materializing or things that you basically value and things that matter. The people, places, and things that you value need to go ahead and indulge in that spectrum wherever you got Taurus out in your charts. Now, in the spots that you got Taurus in, you're going to basically put yourself into a situation of valuing, loving, nurturing, caring, and of course getting rooted and stable and comfortable with that situation, whether it's with a person, some situation that you dealt with, or a thing. We also got the North Node in Taurus. So that's your spiritual purpose, and of course we also got Uranus in Taurus. So you need to be unique and original, and of course oppose and rebel against anything that's basically taking you out your comfort zone. And you need to get firm and stern with that shit too. So you need to utilize these energies and use it for the best of your abilities. Now, if you got Taurus in your first house, this is your personality, this is your personal affairs. So when it comes to your personality and your personal life and what you got personally behind closed doors, you need to get stern, fixated, and of course you need to be unique and original when it comes to what you're basically trying to value and of course offer and bring into this world. You basically are a prime example of what to do and what not to do during these 2 days of transits. Taurus in the second house. You basically need to put yourself into a situation. You're a Pisces ascendant. You need to go ahead and put yourself into a situation of valuing your resources, valuing what you have to offer to the world, and of course, getting firm and getting fixated with that as well too, and utilize it for spiritual purposes. Third house, the way you think, communicate, analyze, it need to be basically patience, pays over progress in this process when it comes to your friends, your surroundings, your environments, and also utilize spirituality in that shit. Also, fourth house, your home, your family, your privacy is exalted here. You need to go ahead and utilize your spiritual natures when it comes to your home, your spiritual practice, utilizing your home as a ritual or do a ritual and spell towards what you're trying to gain towards your home and your comfortability. You need to get stable with your home, your family, and of course have patience with them during this time. Fifth house, you basically need to get firm and stable and practical towards your creativity, your talents, your gifts, your expressions. You need to utilize that as a spiritual mechanism to basically get you pushing forward. And of course, you need to express that in a patient manner. Sixth house, you need to utilize your health or eating habits as a spiritual perspective to basically enlighten you or enhance you when it comes to your desires and, of course, what you're trying to overindulge into. Make sure you get down to earth and practical and stable when it comes to your routines and, of course, what you do on a day-to-day basis. Make that a routine, get stable with it, get patience with it, and take your time with it. 7th house, you need to utilize your spirituality with your relationships and how you relate with the people, places, and things. Get stern, get stable, get fixated, and, of course, have patience when it comes to your relationships and, of course, your partner. Awful. 8th house, you need to have patience when it comes to your sexual desires, your sexual urges, your secrets, or what you basically have behind closed doors. You need to utilize you need to be behind the scenes. You need to do your rituals and spells and do your privacy mechanisms when it comes to that stage. Also, Taurus is opposite this house, so you can attract a whole lot of opposing energies depending on what kind of energy you was in when the moon was waxing in Aries. And when the new moon hit too, when it comes to your desires and shit. Try to be private, whatever you're trying to do behind closed. Now, Taurus in the 9th house is kind of stubborn here. You need to get hard and firm when it comes to your belief system, your belief mechanisms, your experiences, your traveling and shit. Somebody try to throw you off, say, no, don't do this. No, you say, fuck that. You go ahead and basically pick off and go ahead and do that shit and get firm with it, get stable with it. And, of course, utilize your experiences and your 9th house as spirituality, because that's a spiritual house too. And utilizing Jupiter and Neptune in that spectrum. So put some beliefs, some dreams and imaginations in that shit. Now the 10th house, this is rooted by Saturn. And you got a little bit of Uranus in this area too. So of course it's going to play into your mechanisms. With this house right here, you need to get very firm, stable, practical, and deeply rooted towards your status, your career, your responsibilities, your duties and obligations, and of course what you're passionately trying to basically manifest in this perspective. So your appearance mechanism and how you appear to the world, you need to utilize this as a spiritual mechanisms or whatever project that you got going on. Put a little bit of spirituality in it, put a little bit of faith, belief into it, and of course get hard and firm in that area too when it comes to building your status, building your career, getting stable with it, and of course love your status, love your career, add nurture to it, add kids to it as well. Now, when it comes to the 11th house, see, this is going to bring conflict because Taurus don't really like this house too, but the 11th house falls in this house right here too because it got Taurus here. So you basically need to go ahead and put yourself into a situation of getting deeply rooted and firm towards your acquaintances, your associations, what you're participating in, and of course the groups and the individuals that you basically are trying to establish with. You need to go ahead and connect with them, love with them, nurture with them, care for them, and put yourself into a situation of teamwork with the dream work. Try not to put too much of your eggs in one basket. Make sure you're basically getting this energy back. And you may have to change and rebel and, of course, oppose against your groups, against your gang, against your gang member, and things that matter. And last but not least, when you have Taurus in the 12th house, this is dealing with things behind the scenes, Neptune, Jupiter. So you basically need to put a whole lot of belief, faith, imagination when it comes to your meditation, your sleeping mechanisms, your spirituality, what you do behind closed doors, and of course, what you're not basically telling individuals. What you basically need to do right here, you need to go ahead and separate from the world, go within inside yourself, and you will find the answers that you basically need to do when it comes to moving forward and pushing forward towards what you're trying to basically manifest into this world. And then if you plant the right seeds, when the moon gets into Gemini, which is your ascendant, you'll be out in this perspective. Your personality, how you personally appear to the world, you won't have to basically plant no bad seeds. You won't have to basically play catch up. You'll be out in this mechanism and everything will basically be flowing like juices. But make sure you basically at your behind closed doors, whatever you're trying to do and whatever you're presenting, and you'll be out.